No exit!
You're listening to WZMB Zombie Radio, your personal soundtrack to the end of the world. That was Halford and the Mower. No, the song wasn't exactly about a summer pastime of mowing your yard. But hey, those last refrains. No air, no exit. Kind of makes me think of the apocalypse and exactly what we're going through. You step outside and you're trapped by the undead. There's no air. There's no exit. Either that or Rob Halford was thinking about the Jean-Paul Sartre play called No Exit, or Huis Clos in the French. You'll have to pardon my French, my pronunciation. It was an existentialistic play. Did you know the original French title meant in camera? Basically, it was about a private discussion behind closed doors. The ironic thing is that there are no closed doors now. It's all out in the open. The public eye has become so wide, there's no escaping it. Just like the undead. But I wonder, just like in the play, will there be an afterlife? And if there is, if there's a heaven or a hell, do you think it possible that hell could be any worse than what we are living now? I would like to think in heaven or hell there are no moaners or screamers. Oh, sure, there might be fire and demons and maybe even a horned devil. But is that any worse than a virus-carrying, flesh-eating zombie? Personally, I think not. At least the devil can be reasoned with. The devil, Satan, as it were, understands logic. The undead, they only understand one thing. Your thought meat. They want to crack open your skull and get to that gray delight inside. Once they've gotten into that, they'll move on to the next victim. But worse for you and sucks for you if they don't get to that gray matter and all they do is have a snack of your flesh. At which point, the torch has been passed on, and it's your turn, your time to become one of them. And if you're one of them, you're not one of us, and you, my friend, will die. No exit. We all live in a strange vicious circle now. That vicious circle is from life to death to unlife. I wonder if Simba could comprehend that. The circle of unlife. If Elton John could write that song. I don't think he could. I don't think the Don of the gay mafia has it in him to write the Circle of Unlife. Maybe Cannibal Corpse. Or maybe some other post-apocalyptic band. Maybe, if Rip Vanity and Double Tap Suicide are listening, you could write the Circle of Unlife. I just handed you your next hit. Take it and run. Run like the wind, Rip Vanity, because more than likely a screamer is on your heels. And the last thing you need is to be bitten. Because an undead Rip Vanity is not something the Zombie Radio Nation wants to hear. What we want to hear is rock and roll from the living. We're kind of on the fence with the Misfits because we were never really sure if they were living or dead. And Keith Richards, well, I'm fairly certain that he is at least preserved. He has enough chemicals and alcohol in him to embalm anyone. And we all know at the end of the world, when the Mengele virus has taken us all down, there will be two forms of life on the planet: cockroaches and Keith Richards. Who are you betting on? I'm fairly certain Mr. Richards could subsist on cockroaches. I'm not quite sure of the other way around. Because everything is a little bit topsy-turvy. The state in which we live is not exactly the same as it once was. Oh, sure, you thought you were living in Middletown, USA, where everything was normal, everything was average, and you knew exactly what your life was about. But then the undead nation arose, and you are now living in Kreepsville. Oh yes, my lovely ladies and gentlemen, that was a segue. Because what I'm gonna play for you now is a song from one of my favorite psychobilly bands on the planet, Kitty in a Casket. And the song is called Kreepsville 666. Let's all put our devil horns and our tails on and have a dance, shall we? Play on, Kitty. Meow.